So I've decided to do a long-term review on my bike. She is a CB650F Honda motorcycle. I believe that is a 649cc. Normally she would be 87 brake horsepower, but with being on an A2 license, she is 47 brake horsepower. I've had this bike for nearly 2 years now, and if you feel confident going from a 125 to a 650, they are pretty good sort of milestone bikes. The power's there when you need it. Now mine has had a throttle restriction added to her. I don't know if the new ones would be an ECU. This one's a 2015 650. Now being a short ass myself at 5'3", this has been lowered. The only problem I've had with this since it's been lowered is I have to be so careful with where I park it, because I've not had the side stand adjusted. So the side stand is naturally too long for the bike. So the camber on the road needs to be to the left. Otherwise it's just gonna fall over. I have actually dropped this bike once and I was on my own, and if you're not very strong you do kind of struggle. I was very surprised that I managed to pick it up on my own. But yeah, I did it just about. Now, I haven't done any adjustments to this bike whatsoever. The only thing I've added to it is a tank pad, obviously. They are kind of a necessity with this sort of bike. You know, one that doesn't have that tank protection like an MT-07 would. I have changed the tyres on these. The stock ones are not the best. It did have Dunlops on it. It has now got Michelin Pilot Road 4s on there, and I tell you, the profile on these is so much better than what the Dunlops were. They're more rounded, so obviously with being more of a sports bike tyre, so you kind of get that dropping in feeling going around corners, which is so much better than the Dunlops, because the Dunlops were so square. I didn't feel confident going into corners at all, but these tyres have massively boosted my confidence. They do have that typical whirring Honda sound, and it does sound nice, but I did want to change the exhaust on this, but looking at the prices for a full system were about £1,000. And I didn't have the money to do that, and obviously because of the type of finance I'm on, I can't actually, well, I can modify the bike so long as I can revert it back to original, which obviously is a bit of a ball ache, but I'm not that fussed, to be honest. I will be doing my full test before long, so I can hopefully then swap it out for something else. I mean, don't get me wrong, this bike is good. I just kind of had my experience with Honda ruined a little bit from the people that I dealt with. Not gonna name names, but hey, shit happens. But yeah, when I had this lowered, I actually had the forks drop through the trouble tree a little bit more. It just helps sort of balance the bike out fully. But I mean, it's been pretty good ever since. I mean, the only other thing I'd really say about this is the seat. If you are planning on using this as a tourer, I would definitely opt for a comfort seat, because after a couple of hours, your ass just gets so numb. Like, it's good for if you're only out for about 2 hours or so, it's not too bad. But we actually went out to Whitby, then Scarborough, and then back home, which is a good couple of hours for us. And I honestly could not feel. I couldn't feel my bum. I couldn't feel my legs. I was so numb and so tired. Yeah, I had an issue with my throttle. Didn't know what happened. I had a shed load of free play in the grip, which, as you can imagine, was really annoying. Now, my friend at work fixed it for me. Turns out, one of the cables that sit on top of the carburetor had come off. So there was one cable in, one cable off. That is why I had so much free play and why he couldn't adjust it. So, yeah, it's fixed and it feels so much better. The only other problem I have to fix now is my gearing, because occasionally it will kick into false gears, which is really, really, really annoying. So yeah, if you like Honda motorcycles and you're an AT learner and you don't want a sports bike, I would definitely recommend going for one of these. This has been like a really good learning curve for me, like especially with the weight and the height and the power of this machine. Obviously I don't know what it's like unrestricted, so this is kind of like a restricted review. I will know more though once I've passed my test and I've got my restrictor taken off.